Hello everyone, my name is Omar Ibarra, and today in my persuasive speech, I'm going to be talking about the negative impact that social media has on today's youth. Now, just think for a second. Imagine starting every day, and the first thing you do is grab your cell phone and start looking through social media. I'll admit, I do the same thing as well. First thing that I do when I wake up is I'll turn off my alarm, maybe occasionally look through TikTok and Instagram, like most of us probably do. But the one problem is that the younger generation has a very big problem when it comes to this. They let their whole entire world revolve around social media, and that's what's very concerning nowadays. In just a few minutes, you have managed to compare yourself to all different kinds of people on social media platforms. And it kind of makes you think, why? Why do the generation do this? Well, this is not an imaginary thing. For some teenagers at least. It is part of their everyday single life. In today's world, social media has provided very influential for the youth. However, excessive usage has gone out of hand. Problems like mental disorder, unrealistic expectations, cyberbullying, comparisons have started making an impact on the well-being of the youth. Within my speech today, I'm going to elaborate on how social media has determined today's generation by harming mental health, harming their well-being, and how cyberbullying is more rampant and fostering unrealistic expectations, among other aspects. This will be done by providing solutions to help why the generation relies so much on social media. I have some notes over here. So, while doing research on social media, I found that excessive use of social media at a young age causes depression and anxiety. It also leads to low self-esteem. These were findings of actually the American Psychological Association on social media. Social media makes mental health especially difficult for those who spend 3 hours or more a day on social media. Some things that stem from that can range to comparing yourself to others or self-esteem issues. These often lead to body image concerns that have been linked to social media in young men and women who see celebrities, influencers, and other famous people who often edit their images or post or filter their images. Self-esteem plays a real big part when it comes to social media. It is also advertised as affected by looking at social media continuously because people look at social media highlights or videos that compare themselves to other people's lives. When we talk about cyberbullying is another big thing. Research center shows that for most young people that are on social media, cyberbullying is a big thing. It's where most of the victims stem from depression. This takes the form of harassment and is accompanied by some name-calling and spreading rumor over the internet. Social media causes anxiety and depression among other cyberbully victims. There's been evidence when it comes to screen time limiting how the youth and how long they're actually on the internet for and how long their screen time is. Most young people spend their entire day on social media from night to day. Having more social media time leads to having more time to do less stuff, to be proactive, and have more productivity within your day. And it also leads to less sleep and feeling more stressed. However, it should be noted that there are also people who believe that the use of social media is not a danger to the youth. People think that it brings more positive results for teenagers, such as being able to connect with friends, communicate freely, even gain knowledge that some people didn't know. But these positive outcomes do not compensate for the negative consequences that result from the overuse of social media. In order to mitigate the impact of social media among children, there should be collaborations between schools, parents, and media companies for promoting digital literacy. or better habits regarding several screen times, and improve online safety measures, and so on. I feel as if there must be mandatory digital literacy courses that are taught within schools, kind of showing the youth the effects on how social media can play a part in people's lives, and the mental health it can actually go within people, and how to be responsible when you're doing social media. But yeah, another one is, in conclusion to my speech, social media has become an integral part of our lives, yet no one can ignore the effect it has had on the current generation of youth. While there are many positive aspects of using social media into this present day, it has also caused an increase in mental problems and cyberbullying. Nevertheless, such issues can be minimized through the implementation of certain measures, including educational work, proper usage, increased participation within schools, parents, and other social media providers. If this issue is ignored, the coming generations will have to suffer from the same emotional, psychological effects of using social media. However, making the right decision will help resolve this issue within the future.